I was employed by a law firm as an international trade analyst, and my wife was working in the human resources area for McKinsey & Company and other employers in the area. And we had a single-family home. We had a nice income, a nice lifestyle, and also a very hectic lifestyle. I mean, my work week was 65 or 70 hours a week usually, sometimes longer, and hers was almost as long, and that's what we did. I guess you call that the being in the rat race. And that changed when the baby was born.
And I did get referred to Joe from somebody in the law firm where he worked, and had called him up, and he had just had his child, who I think was only a couple months old at the time.
We discussed what kind of policies we would want to have for ourselves to protect, and to protect ourselves in the case of something tragic.
And I'd asked him about insurance on Carolyn. He said, well, I'm not completely, I don't think it's necessarily going to be important for her.
2 months after the delivery, and about a month after our policy became official, our term insurance policy, she developed symptoms that, after they did a biopsy, indicated that she had cancer.
And then he said Carolyn had died. And, my first thought was, I'm not sure that that's correct, because, God, Carolyn is, 30-some-odd years old, and a mother of a young child. And, those type of things don't happen to people that you know.
After Carolyn died and I realized that I was going to be a single parent, I realized that I couldn't really do the job that I would want to do as a single parent, working the way that I was. Around the same time, I began to look about my life and think, well, do I really want to be doing this? I'm not seeing my child anymore. I have a nanny taking care of my child. And once the policy cashed in, and I was able to make adjustments in the mortgage and savings and other things I wanted to do, it was a great relief, and definitely lightened the burden quite a bit. I can spend a lot of time with my daughter. We can have 3 meals together. We can play outside. There's a lot more that I can do.
You realize that to a certain degree, I'm the one responsible for the life changes, for Joe having the opportunity to put his life back together in the way that he wants to, as opposed to the way that's dictated to him, by the financial realities of the world. So that all makes you feel real good.
Because tragic occurrences do happen in our lives, and no matter how many precautions we try to take, it's not that expensive when you think about the benefit in the case of a tragic occurrence. And I wouldn't be here, certainly not in the same financial circumstances, without that.
It just makes you feel proud that you can live up to the promises that you've made to an individual, and it makes me feel more comfortable for the promises that I make to all my other clients, to know that I can stand and deliver on those based on the insurance companies that we represent.